Police officers in Alice Springs have begun an operation to try to tackle an increase in violent crime in the town. In the past few weeks, there have been multiple stabbings and several serious assaults. Officers from Darwin have been sent to Alice Springs to reinforce efforts. I spoke with Superintendent Michael Potts from Alice Springs Police about whether the community would be justified in feeling the town isn't a safe environment.
Look, clearly a lot of the members of the community have stressed to me their concerns, and look, I'm even concerned myself, and I'm totally disappointed in the small group of people that have taken upon themselves to partake in this unlawful activity. And as a consequence of that, I've been forced to ask for additional assistance from our Northern Command just to deal with some of the issues that have arisen over the last few weeks.
What are you doing to tackle the problem?
Since I've been in the chair early in January, one of the things that was asked of me is, with Operation Thresher finishing, was Alice Springs going to suffer as a consequence of the operation finishing? And I gave reassurances then that we would be continuing ongoing operations. I've instigated another operation which is called Operation Eagle 1, which is continuing to address the same issues of antisocial behaviour, criminal activity and crimes of violence.
Has the increase in crime coincided with the end of these operations?
We're obviously asked the assistance of Darwin so that, for the main reason to be able to address the issue of increased antisocial behaviour and the consumption of alcohol, which leads to the violence that we're dealing with at the moment. Now, I've got an additional 8 staff that are directly attached to general duties and our property crime reduction unit. And I've also got some tactical response group members that have come down from Darwin. We're now going to concentrate on those hotspots which are directly associated with the domestic violence area, the increased alcohol consumption, and that's where we're getting a lot of this criminal activity associated with the stabbings, etc.
What kind of increase in domestic violence are we talking about?
Over probably a 6-week, 7-week period, we're gradually getting a number of people that are basically getting stuck into the alcohol, and as a consequence of that, they're finding themselves getting involved in arguments. Approximately a good 55 to 60% of the domestics that we're dealing with at the moment are those that are occurring in residents that we're finding are essentially overcrowded, and that's creating some of the problems that we're dealing with at the moment.
Officers have been sent from Darwin to Alice Springs. Should more officers be stationed in Alice Springs permanently?
Look, I've had discussions with the Assistant Commissioner and he's had a close examination of our staffing here in Alice Springs and the circumstances we're dealing with at the moment. And look, I've openly said that with the situation we've got at the moment, there are difficulties in providing enough resources to deal with the circumstances that we've got. Now, as for ongoing policing numbers, that's something for the executive to have a look at.
The Central Australian Aboriginal Congress says security officers need to be stationed outside Alice Springs town camps to stop violence and crime. Do you support this proposal?
Look, personally, no. I think having security guards in that position where we know there's propensity for violence, I don't want to put security guards who really aren't trained to deal with this sort of violence in a situation where they could be targets themselves. Now, there are security officers that are employed and paid in terms of security around some of the unit complexes here in Alice Springs, but when we're talking about the town camps and the issues that are associated with that and the increased numbers of people that are coming in from outside, I think it would be a little bit unwise to support security guards being in that position.
But if police can't provide the support town camps are calling for, don't they have an obligation to look for another solution?
What you're talking about is a law and order issue, and that is something that we as a Northern Territory Police Service need to address. It's not something that should be put off onto security companies because it's not a law and order issue for them to deal with. It's our responsibility, and we will address it.
The member for Breitling, Adam Giles, has said that the call centre is a significant problem because 000 calls are processed in Darwin. Is that an issue?
We have had a couple of instances. The Aurora Hotel was the most recent one where there were some issues around the time of dispatch associated with that, and we agreed that it wasn't our best service delivery, and I've taken steps to make sure that things like that don't happen again.
Superintendent Michael Potts, thanks for your time.
No, my pleasure.